All right. It sounds like I have music again. I do apologize if you were listening like 30 seconds ago and I blew your eardrums out, but inadvertently, I have to be able to do that. I have to be able to test it. Sorry, I do apologize. Right. How is everybody doing? Hopefully everyone is doing well. What am I doing? Get rid of all of these screens. Okay, so I think I've cleaned up my my workspace the best I can. So here we go. All right, so today we are building. I took a small couple of days to finish up a build and get it on the workshop. We finished the Cumulus Corsair, a Star Wars retrofit slash rendition. This guy here, I did a walkthrough on the post to the workshop, and in that walkthrough I mentioned that this is for Reforged Eden Atlantis. So if you want to use this ship in Reforged Eden, it's close. It's close. You're gonna have to strip off a bunch of the weapons. You're gonna have to strip off a bunch of the weapons. I'd get rid of the second constructor up here. There's no reason for it to have two. Mainly because the main constructor is supposed to be the pallet that goes in the back here. It's supposed to be a CV constructor in the back there, and I am happy to say that it made it to Jay Randall's weekly review of the top 8. And that I don't know if he reads the descriptions, because I know it's in the description that that's what that area is for. But needless to say, that's what needs to happen with that area. The other thing that I did want to mention is I do try to mention when I hide thrusters in the description of the ship. It's only fair. It used to be an issue with people with players that they don't like hidden thrusters, or they didn't like them. Now I don't hear it as an issue very often, so I just like to mention it. But I would say cut the weapons in half, leave the ones on the belly to keep the thought process behind this ship as to what this ship is. This is supposed to be a planetary raider ship, i.e. it's supposed to be a pirate ship that preys on undefended or lightly defended settlements. And there's some noise. That is Reichard 79 is raiding with 3 people. Thank you. How is life treating you, Reichard? How was your stream? Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was a fruitful stream. Hopefully your viewers treated you well. But anyway, yeah, so chat with him as he winds down for his I would assume his evening. Empyrion, okay. Reforged Eden or just vanilla? Music down just a hair. Yeah, so we're gonna build today. I was just going over a recap on the Cumulus Corsair that I had dropped on the workshop last week. Reforged Eden Atlantis. That is what I play. I'm trying to get more people on Reforged Eden Atlantis. If anybody doesn't know, all of these ships were either built or modified in Atlantis, Reforged Eden Atlantis. The only one that was not built in, actually 2 of them were not built in it. This one was not built in it. It was modified. This one is not mine. This one is Filbert's. I modified the snot out of it. The only thing that is Filbert's that is left on this ship is the thought behind it and the design. Like, maybe the layout. Because it's longer, it's wider, it's thicker. I know. I'm so glad I'm not having Discord on right now, because I would be hearing a lot of "that's what she said." This is Spange's Flat Earther. I've converted it to a SV, given it a bigger butt. It used to stop just behind these tracks, and obviously now it's a quad track. And then everything else is built in Reforged Eden, Atlantis. And the decks. These landing pads are not. Ignore this here. You guys don't see this right here. This is a figment of your all imaginations. But yeah, the Raza, 100% built in Atlantis. The Harrower, 100% built in Atlantis. Both of those are on the workshop. The Hades, built in Atlantis. Tugboat, built in Atlantis. And Cumulus Corsair, built in Atlantis. Atlantis just has way more stuff that I like that just Eden does not. Not that Eden's bad, because we've got Eden as well, but a different creator, I can't remember the person's name, a different creator added the Atlantis world to Reforged Eden. Let's see, Atlantis, the current one that you're wanting, if you're looking for current, is Atlantis Next. Narian is the person that created this. This one's this is the current. Very good in-depth things have happened in this pack, in this scenario, to just make it my go-to. That Star Salvage, I don't even go back to Reforged Eden. I only go to Atlantis and Star Salvage, fortunately. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about building. What are we doing? So the two ships that I still need to finish are the Mole Rat, and this is the Mole Rat. So this is a more expensive version. I will post, I want to build one today, and it's going to be just called the Naked Mole Rat, because it's going to be a stripped down starter. It's going to be 100% CPU compliant for Reforged Eden, which I've talked to one of my buddies, and we walked through all of the ins and outs of the CPU and stuff like that for converting to Reforged Eden Atlantis and back just to Reforged Eden. So, and even vanilla. So I know how to build them all to the compliant for all three of them now. And I'll be putting a video out if you guys didn't see, or if you guys don't know. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go. I gotta make sure I'm not opening anybody else's content here. But YouTube. So if you look under my channel on YouTube, you will see I have opened. Wait, what? Why are there two? That's weird. I have opened a new playlist. It is. I'm memeing off of everybody. This is a meme off of one of my buddies that I game with. Would you like to know more? Because service means citizenship. It's one of his favorite sayings. But I go over questions and stuff like that. I've got 2 videos out there. I'm going to try and keep them short, 15 minutes or less, around there, and in hopes to answer questions or fix misunderstandings. The first video that I put out was a misunderstanding about how constructors work versus, or deconstructors versus multi-tool versus multi-tool turrets. and return rates, because I'm still seeing videos out there where people are saying that the return rate on a deconstructor is less than a multi-tool. No, they're not. And then today's video was mining mode. If you don't know what mining mode is, check out that video. Go through it, I would say, extensively. But okay, so we've got the mole rat, which I want to do a naked mole rat, which is a starter Reforged Eden compliant version. And then we've got the tugboat. Tugboat is done, except for the outside. This is a build that I built off of this ship. It was the inspiration behind it. Not that one. Where are you? I can never find it. SV by Racuna, model 375. So as you can see, the tugboat would be the big brother of this ship. But I used it for one season, and then I'm like, it's got to be bigger. It's got to be bigger. It's got to have more turrets. It's got to be able to do whatever I want. So it does. Long story short, I rebuilt it. I took the inspiration behind that and gave it my own flair, my own twist. The only thing left to do on this is paint the outside. As you can see, I've painted the inside, and then probably fine-tune the CPU and stuff like that. But this one is meant for Reforged Eden Atlantis. But yeah. So yeah. Today we are going to be working on the naked mole rat. What I am going to call this guy. Wrong buttons. Starter blocks. Where are you? There. You. Carbon. Don't think I'm going to need steel. I hope that volume is not too loud. That music is loud in my ears. Yeah, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Let's see how that works. Volume is good. All right, so naked mole rat. So this is going to be a starter HV. And it needs to be, as I want to say, as small as it can be to make it earn that title of starter, because that's going to get scrutinized by a lot of people. Thank you for that, Ferrari, for volume check. Okay, so let's see. HVs, give me you, give me you, give me you. Not the big ones. We're going to stay with the small ones, probably. Try and load up on everything that I'm going to need. I'm hearing chirping. It's Discord. Need harvester. All of those. You probably not going to use a lot of those, because I am going to try and keep it like super cheap. I really want it to be super cheap. But then again, it very well may just step right out of the realm and I may just tear it apart and start over. With these, that usually happens, is I build it and it looks like a box and I start over. Okay, so big question is what do we want this to do? You can't really, well, you can. You don't want to have a multi-purpose ship in this situation. And the reason is because kind of like a ladybug. So a miner then. You can do a miner. I've actually can say I've never built a miner. The next ship that I want to build is my own version of the Nom Nom Nom, which is another classic. I use the ladybug when I start, but the Nom 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 is my wood chopper, my tree carcass creator. I'm more of a John Deere kind of person, not an international harvester, but this is also a tried and true blast from the past original, one of the best ones out there that I use. The ladybug on top of that, and I want versions of all of these capable ships. So this in my own flavor, where I use this as the inspiration. Ladybug in my own flavor, where I use it as the inspiration. Just like I did here with the tugboat, a starter SV, I want to do in a mining ship now, I guess. So we're doing a mining ship. The most important piece are the drills. So get you do open cockpit or closed cockpit. Let's try closed because I don't want to do hydrate. I'll hydrate Papa. There, I hydrated. I don't want to deal with the glass in this small of a ship. Get rid of these. You. Those are pretty much the most important pieces. So we're not going to be doing the largest container like I did in the Cumulus Corsair. 500 and change to make a 64K extender. That's just beyond stupid. Okay, so the way that I understand these, if you look at the ladybug, we're going to use all of these as inspiration for builds. The ladybug is like I've said multiple times, a tried and true tested god from the past. Look at that one. I want to look at no. Let's see. Badger, no. I'm looking for the one that I almost used that one. Okay, so I would use this in the video, and then I redid the video. There's a reason. This one, ladybug, its spacing is perfect to be able to maneuver the ladybug around under the ground. Could a Hydra be converted to mining? I don't know. That you're talking a massive overhaul. A Hydra is a tank. I mean, it's meant to be a POI buster. It's not meant to. It's designed completely wrong for drilling. You need small, nimble. A Hydra is just as as Spange put it, yes, you want to know more. The Hydra is just stupid. It's stupid. And then when I get my hands on it, I make it even more stupid. I mean, to give you an idea, the ladybug would fit in the nacelle of the Hydra. But back to this, the spacing on the ladybug is perfect. Almost too perfect, like it's too small. The spacing on this guy is too wide. So if you look here, we're dealing with one block in between, and even one block to make the 90, or their kitty corner, because these two are kitty corner, where this one is 3. This one's 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 2. So 2 is okay, but the 3, I think the 3 is what kills it. So if we take this and we replicate it, we can have up to 10 of these. So 10 drills. So we're going to do a middle one, 2, out and up. I mean, this is already getting huge in comparison. You converted a Hydra into armored concrete? Am I reading that right, Papa? You converted a Hydra to armored concrete. Okay, so we need to keep it within that scope or smaller. I think I'm going to end up bringing it in. Oh, dear Lord. He did. He converted a Hydra into armored concrete. That's about as bad as Nova and converting one into a CVE. Get rid of the unnecessaries. And I think we're going to go down with that. Then this is not going to be cheap. I guess this isn't going to be the naked mole rat, which is fine. I don't have a problem building a bigger ship. So we're going to have to change it up a little bit. I don't need the cheapest parts. I need drill parts and functional parts. And let's go back to these. Why are you fighting me? It's because I'm on the SV screen. Here. Yeah, the beer review, the beer cooler review was awesome. I woke up and listened to and watched that, and I was laughing my butt off. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, take a look in at Jay Randall's YouTube weekly review of the top performers for Empyrion off the workshop. And Andy, I am right here streaming. No, I'm not on Discord right now. Got to keep it semi-achievable cost-wise, though. That and that. Don't want it to go further out than this. It's not going to. Now we need Jenny and fuel tank. Mainly because I want to test it. So the quantity, don't look at the quantity. It's all going to change. Thrusters. I don't think those small thrusters are going to do it for this size. It needs to be able to pull itself out of a hole is the problem. Thrusters. Let's go with this one. Okay, it should have everything it needs to move left, right, forward, backward, and drill. So let's turn off symmetry plane. Let's grab a core. Get rid of this core. Don't do that. That nice Xeraxian DIPA. When he realized that it was a CV, it was totally worth it. Okay, let's take this thing out, and I mean, theoretically, this is a mining vessel. It's not what anybody would want to use, but it's a mining vessel. I thought I grabbed the harvest controller. Nope, I did. It's right there. You just need a harvest controller so it doesn't spit it out onto the ground. Let's go over here. We've watched it 5 times already. See how it does. Mainly what I need to pay attention to is the pattern it leaves on the ground when it gets into the hole. Using mining mode. If you guys don't know what mining mode is, take a look at my latest YouTube video. I explain it in that very, very nicely. Okay. I would say, yeah, see that lump right there? No, it's actually not a lump. It's an illusion. This is not bad. It's nice and symmetrical. The entrance is not that heavily messed up. I would say that that's fine. I still can't believe I'm still laughing about it, damn it. Okay, so it's kind of hanging up there. What's it hanging up on? hanging up on the fact that I'm going a little too quick, or is it too long? Okay, so I might need to move the drills back a little bit because it is hanging up on itself. Which is fine. I mean, I guess I don't need to, but just looking at it in the perspective of what the people that would download it and use it would want. And there's no way that I'm going to compete with a ladybug, but I can create my own ladybug and not have to use the ladybug anymore, as long as I can squeeze the performance and the proficiency out of the mining vessel. Then that's what we'll shoot for. Mining mode. You don't get it without mining mode. All right, so let's go ahead and get back on. Can I get back up there? Oof. Go. Release the Hydra. You need to get turned off because your lights are just annoying. $13.05. So that's size-wise, that's not bad. Question is can we retain the length of this and squeeze all of the components that we would need into that square on both? Actually, it's on both sides. Can we squeeze it into that square? Or better would be this square, because then we can just travel this back. I mean, we're gonna have to try and keep sizes. Yeah, that's an HV miner. I want to replace the ladybug. Me continuously using the ladybug is, I don't like it. And it was suggested by Ferrari. I did ask. I need to know where that is shining. Never remember. Is that any different? That's it. We're gonna get rid of the middle. That. Let's turn off the lights so I don't blind myself. Okay, so let's move you forward a hair. it's already got the lean going towards it, towards the front, which with mining mode, you really don't need the classic lean. You want to keep everything as neat and tidy as you can get it. So we're going to go ahead and this is going to have hidden thrusters. There's no way I'm building this without hidden thrusters. That. What else do we need in here? We have a lot of things we can put in here. A majority of things we definitely need. Let's go ahead and move the generators to a place that won't be in our way anymore. That. Okay. Just kind of keep adding the core components that we need. Don't know if I'm going to be adding a constructor to this yet. Although it would be nice, it's not a requirement. So the first thing that we're going to need is going to be that, and then let's grab container controller. And turn symmetry back on. So symmetry works pretty well with this. You can't. The problem that you run into is you can't have two controllers touching each other. So what I'm going to do is, and you want to hide them, kind of. What you want to do is you want to kind of plan them so they're going to be out of each other's way. And that you get your shaping that you're looking for without obstructing the use of other stuff. There's going to be room for 2 more generators right there. And then I'm going to leave room for 2 more fuel tanks. But then I run into a problem. This turns into a chain reaction. Devastation just waiting to happen then. But then again, I mean, as it sits right now, this thing is not cheap or not expensive. Eye on the CPU. We're already over on the CPU. So I'm going to have to work in at least so far a tier 2 extender. I don't want to go above tier 3. This guy is 2,000 liters. 3375. If anything, we're going to need more power than we're going to need fuel. 3625. I was hoping to get a 4K out of it. That's way more. Way more than I anticipated. 75. Here's 4K. Okay, so it's got a 4K harvest collector and then a 4K container controller. Go ahead and add one more generator. And then we can move the rest of these containers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that takes care of that. Should still be 4K, still 4K. So that takes care of that. Does it need an ammo controller? Do we need a turret on this? I don't like putting turrets on drills because they hang up on the drill. So the only way that I'm putting a turret on this thing is if somehow I recess it down into the back of this, which is doable. Because we're definitely not utilizing all of this space up here. Or I could squeeze it together and make this a little shorter or a little narrower, but it doesn't really need to. I kind of want these to, if you rub, I want you to rub on the side of the ship. She's girthy. She's definitely girthy. If we need beer, you know who to call. Yeah, call Jay Randall. That couldn't have worked out any better. If anybody does, if anybody knows the reason why, where is it? Where is it? The reason why the beer cooler exists. I asked Bad Papa Smurf to do me a favor. I asked Bad Papa Smurf to build me a meme refrigerator because Life Force, another fellow creator, called me out on how many refrigerators are in the Harrower. Her ship I threw on the workshop. I had never thrown any of my creations up on the workshop, even to point. I had to reinstall my computer a few months ago, and I lost all of my creations. And to reiterate that, I have 5,600 hours in this game, and I lost any creation that I had made for that. So I wanted to put them on the workshop. I didn't know if I wanted to publicize them, but I wanted to put them on the workshop to save them because the backup point. So I put them up there, and then I'm like, you know what? YOLO, flipped it to public. And then I don't know how far it went. I put that out. I was working on the Raza, and Life Force saw this. Oh, I think I fixed the hay. I finished the Hades and I put it up. And Life Force reviewed this one as well as the Hades. Looked over it, and he gets down into the belly of the beast and comes down here and he goes, this looks pretty cool, blah, 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 blah. Just talking about the ship. And wait, rewind. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he just ripped me up because one of my biggest complaints from day one in this game on the workshop is creators, to do what I do with boxes, they use refrigerators as deco. And I can't stand it. It drives me bananas. Use deco as deco. That's what deco's for. But refrigerators as deco? In my defense, Reforged Eden Atlantis has deep freezes. I tried to point that out. I was immediately shot down with the rebuttal of, you could have just used a block. Yes, he's right. I could have just used a block. But anyway, because of his tearing me apart for that, I asked Papa Smurf, Bad Papa Smurf, to make me a refrigerator meme for Life Force. And he posted it. And it did good enough to get on the weekly review for Jay Randall. And we all got a good laugh out of it. Even Jay Randall coming back here, he's like, reviews the outside, and he's like, oh, and there's this sneaky little door here. He walks in here and he goes, wait, is this a CV? Like, how does he not know this is a CV? It spawns in the air, and then if you put fuel in it, it falls when it runs out of fuel. It just, go and watch his video. It's well worth it. Well worth it. Anyways, back to this creation. Where do we sit? So far this is the what do we have for cost? Wow, carbon substrates. That's cheap. Can I just post it like this? That's stupid cheap. 1,000 carbon substrate, 500 iron, 430 copper. Do I really need to skin it? I'll skin it. I've got to skin it. What does it look like for CPU? 8,000. So if I just drop a CPU, an extender on it right now, the basic extender, where does it put me? So let me give you guys a little rundown on this and how this works. So Reforged Eden Atlantis, you only pay attention to this number right here. That's it. You don't pay attention to any other number. Now, these two numbers, CPU usage numbers in red and then the 5,000 in parentheses, just happen to be the 5,000 in gold here, tier 1, and the red number here. They're the same number. But you can ignore 2, 3, and 4. Tier 2, 3, and 4. Core 9 and so on and so forth, that's still in effect because that's a different number. Core 9, it's coming from here. Drop the systems. Core, there's your 9. This is a Core 1 ship right now. Soon to be a Core 2. Now it's a Core 2 ship. See? Core system, so Core 2. And then under main, I am within CPU because dropping that second core brought it up to 10,000 that I can allocate. And I'm at 8,300 allocated. Reflected here, 10,000 here. So I've been doing it wrong. I've been thinking that regardless of what it shows here, it's really pushing me out to tier 4 when I fully load out a ship. So I need to go through and tune up some of my ships and update them on the workshop, which I'll be doing over the next week, to get them up to date and more current with CPU for all 3 versions of the game and other scenarios, being vanilla, Eden, Atlantis. But as far as this, it's a Core 2 ship now, and I would say that it's not a starter ship being because of that right there. Let's look at the Ladybug real quick. The Ladybug, does it have accoutrements? Harvest, it has just a box. And it's only 250. Yeah, I can't have that. But it does have a constructor. which means it's going to have the other two boxes. O2 station behind the head. I don't see how this... luckily, sitting in an open cockpit, you don't cook. Yeah. The only way that I can put a turret on this is if I sink it in here, which would mean I would need to get rid of the boxes, which I could do. That would completely change everything. Is there still a harvest? No, they got rid of the box in trade for the large harvest container. I don't know if that's Eden or Eden Atlantis. Someday someone will revive Dory. Dory the ship? I don't want Dory revived. I don't like Dory. Dory was on Chili's server. That thing was a bear to kill. No, I'm sure it's still on Chili's server. That thing is crazy. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it like that. Because I can go through and stuff things in here. How does it respond? Just fine. Okay. So it's almost time to just wrap it. Make it look like an actual HV. Let's throw a constructor on it. Let's grab that. Let's grab ditch them. That again. One of my kids is home. Wife is home. Can get a lot of room under this thing. Let's go ahead and fill some of this in. Should have counted how many I just put in there. That just jumped it to 5K. Okay, so I can live with that. Let's see. So you can go and move you underneath. Let's go ahead and move both of you and you. Fell on me. Wireless. Cleans up the inside a little bit, gives me some more room. Because we still do need to put the oxygen. And would like to have a armor locker. Is there a way that we can get this armor locker to not completely cover? I guess we could do it this way. I do want ramps, docking pad. Where is that? we gotta make it shaped. I don't want to go. Wow, there's still a lot of room down here. Put any good. Really don't want to put thrusters underneath. You for a second. No, I like it the way it was. What am I gonna put here? I guess I could put an extra Jenny and an extra fuel tank. Let's throw two fuel tanks there, because if you lose the fuel tanks right behind the cockpit, then you got other issues at hand. Other issues you got to deal with. Forward and there. Thrusters go. Where are those thrusters? You can't change these thrusters, so. Let's see how I can blend these and make it look like an actual usable tool. Something this small is semi-hard to do this to. Especially since now just it's looking like a box. Let's see. What the hell was that? Stop playing with the toys. My daughter showed up, so she's playing with dog toys. Oh, if you say so. Thinking I want this to look like it's being held onto by pipage. One. cockpit in the way for this one? That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right at all. This is definitely going to be hard to sell like this. I'll tell you that right now. Just because of the way that it is. Actually, that doesn't look too bad if I can bring it back here. Make it look like an actual mining machine. Almost put 2 turrets right there. Or just one. Under it. I bet it's going to cover that. Can you reach that from here? Hey, you can reach the O2 from there. If I stack you in there, can I reach the O2? Yeah, you can reach the O2. Okay. I will not argue. I don't need a top access then. Okay. This is not another one. That one. That's going to be fun to try to get into. It should be fine. Just run up to it that way. How big did we dig into these? Okay, so we're still over the 4K that I wanted. Try and figure out how to wrap these drills. Normally I would go with something like this. Wrap it that way, but I don't need to figure it out. I kind of already did. I don't need to be wrapped. want to say reinforced, that they are mechanically attached to this thing. Got to be careful in here because this is where it could go real weird. I mean, it's already going real weird. I've never made anything look like this. I mean, it looks overpiped. Like, it doesn't need this much piping. It really doesn't. We're flying spaceships. They should be able to manage super composite materials and not have to worry about this kind of stuff. I think I am going to leave this one though, because it's not attached. Do I get an angle? I gotta go find it. Trying to keep the drill pattern bigger than the ship. Like that either. And of course it does not want to play nice right here. Fine, I can live with that. I can live with that. This tail is going to be the problem. I think I want to go this, move them over. Okay, so that gives us back to that. Then this is going to get, I don't want to do the back hatch, the back door. 2x2. get to the constructor. You can get to the armor locker. You can get to the oxygen from there. Really need to turn symmetry mode back on. Corner pieces. This one? Don't like how square this is. With that, I mean, it's pretty basic, but I mean, you can only go so far. You can only do so much with something this small. I mean, the footprint of each block really restricts your ability to change shapes. See, but you can still get them in there. There's still ways to do it. So we're gonna get rid of these. Debating just pushing those in. Got room. At least those are protected. I don't know if I should do anything with this. Is a 90 in here. Actually, wait. We can do. Where is that one? There's the basic shape. I mean, does it really need anything else? I'm not going to protect the top of this thing. I guess I could wrap it. Really didn't want to. Yeah, We can wrap it. Let's wrap it. It doesn't look so plain. Normally it just looks like a box. That gives it a little different wrapping. I like how this kind of turned out. I kind of want to get rid of this middle one. Not the cockpit. Looks like a spider. Well, I mean, if you look at a lot of the miners, they've got supports and stuff like that, and I mean, they kind of do resemble animals. I mean, except for this thing. Look at how tiny this thing is. I didn't even see this. Look at that thing. I'm going to go off on a tangent here in a second. Because that's not what I'd be using this for. I would not be using that for mining. Sorry. That would be going into POIs. I mean, it's big enough to make doors if it needs to. Yeah, I like this. It's a little bit beefier than a regular miner, but it has the 3 basic accoutrements. Got oxygen, armor locker, and constructor. It should probably get a fridge. Just one fridge. Fridge. Question is, what do I get rid of? Probably you. Game said 2 fridges. Yeah, but I get the final word. Any chance we can get the 1 fridge full of beer? Is there any chance I can get the... Where is the heal station? The medical station. There. It's 2 by 2 by 1. I mean, I know it's asking a lot from this little thing. But if I could stuff that thing... Wait, I covered up the boxes. That's not good. I cannot get it in there. Let's close those. Doors go. wish I could get that in there. Anywhere in here that I can get rid of that fuel tank. Put it in here sideways, but then I lose access to that. It's in there. We're right at 5K. Hey, that's more than I expected to be able to get in there. How are we doing on oh, and we're still under CPU for tier 1. Oh, I can do that? I mean, aside from stuff and shields in here, there really isn't much more that I can do for this. I really don't want to stuff shields in it. It's not a fighting. It's not a combat ship. It's not meant to have shields. I wish there was a way to merge those two. One piece needs something to get like down in that corner, something a little narrower, a little shorter. Leave it. There we go. Give it the spider fangs. It's got mandibles now. Little itty bitty mandibles. And I can take that a step further with the paint. I think that's pretty close to it, guys. Two more things I need to add. I need to add you, and can I put any boxes anywhere? Oh, there's no ammo controller on this. I almost did it again. Really? Can't put it there. Not going to be a big ammo controller, but it's an ammo controller. And then probably one of the biggest thing people do is they put these docking pads on the front. Don't do that. That messes with your ability to dig into the ground on the first run. We are going to underlay this. Anything you can do right here. Not get rid of the mandibles. Let's do a custom color palette on this. Let's go. With the darker red. No, let's go with that one. Configure. And then bring. Thank you. There we go. Almost a black. black, that, black, or all red. That one better. We're gonna go with a darker blue. Don't know how this is going to turn out. I think I'm just going to keep it two-tone, red and black. Full block. Not that. Like that. Like that. No, 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 no. It's got to be a red. Darker red. Can't really do it. Oh, you can. God, you can do a pinstripe in this. Oh, wait. You can do a pinstripe on top of a texture on top of a color. That's new to me. I didn't know you This is pretty small to not be able to do a symmetry paint job on it. Give it a little bit of a brighter red in here. Almost done with this paint. This is like super fast. I didn't realize it was going to go this fast. Almost done with this paint job. Kind of like not having that. No, that is just that paint job. Is there a bigger one that I don't have to use? That'll You know what I didn't put in here? Oxygen. These oxygen tanks. I'm pretty sure you're going to want oxygen tanks. Where can I put an oxygen tank? There's not a lot of room in here for that. Get rid of one of these containers and just shove it in there. Get rid of them both. A miner. Doesn't need. Thanks for keeping thanks for keeping up with the today theme of underappreciated vehicles. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know which way we're going with that. Is that a dig on Chevy or on Ford? Because I mean, I myself would never build a Chevy, and I don't think Fords are underappreciated. But that's personal opinion. Keep that in mind, people. Let's grab. I'm going to go back to the red. I felt it needed to be done. I haven't done it yet, so I definitely wanted to do it. I mean, usually these are the ships that people start out on are HV and SV. I started with the Harrower. I started with the Harrower, then I went to the Raza, the Bases, the Cumulus, This guy here, which doesn't exist, you guys don't see that, ignore it. But looking at Jay Randall's video earlier today on the cumulus, I need to step back from my go big or go home attitude because she's big. Looking at that, I mean, that's a fully functional, that thing will work, and it's not small for S or for CV or HV. How did that happen? Oh. Some more. Not that color. How did my colors get changed? More randomness. Yeah, I need to talk to Nova tonight about the longest project him and I have ever embarked on, because I'm thinking I want to finish it and put it up on the workshop. I want to make sure that he's cool with it and that he gets the input that he deserves, because, well, it's his ship just as much as it is mine. I don't want to take all the credit, so. I think it's done. Yeah, the carrier. I think she's done. I mean, it's a miner, so miners are not like super big and hard, and they're very manageable time-wise to do. Getting proportions correct and stuff like that. I don't even want to fathom that this is done 100% right. Who knows? I won't know until I test it. But seeing that I run with no weights and volumes or CPU, it's going to be a little different for somebody that has to stop and unload this every time it needs to be unloaded. Is there a different pattern for this? Because this pattern is, in my opinion, a little horrendous. That one. I'm gonna break it up a little bit so it's not. So to me, this looks gaudy. These do. I think I want to go that color. Christmas, no, not Christmas theme. No blue. Not Christmas theme. Definitely not Christmas theme. I just saw something that I didn't like. There was something missing here. I don't like that color at all either. No candy canes. almost change it. No. Blue would look good with twin racing stripes. The problem I have with these is they don't line up. If they'd lined up, I'd use these, but they don't line up. So then you go to these, and they line up okay, but they look gaudy. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. It is a lot of pipe. There's too much white in it. British Racing Green? No, I'm not doing Fiat Green. No. I don't want Fiat Green. I'm wanting something that's like more pipe-ish. That kind of looks mechanical-ish. But again, too much white in it. Oh, I know one thing I could do. Mix it up a little bit. Make it just a wee bit different. Now we're getting rid of all that white in there. Why did you change? Black and red pattern. There really isn't. There's either there really isn't a black and red pattern in the textures. Unless you're talking about this one. I don't think that would work on the pipe. It's again with the too gaudy. It's too busy. With the amount of pipe that's on there, I don't want to draw that much attention to the pipe. It already gets enough attention. I mean, I can put it on there and we can look at it. Maybe in the middle. If there was a better barrier. You? This is a hard one to do because there's not a really good barrier. And then of course you have to. Oh, I hate it when it does this. Have it like that. it's more gray, I would say. I don't think that even if I pick the black in it, it turns the lights black in it. There, you make it even more red. I mean, I don't mind that. This gives it a white border around it. And I've taken away a lot of the white in the piping and left it with a little bit. Kind of want this to be black. Why do you have to be super shiny? I don't want you super shiny. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Minus the back of these. No. Stay that color. I'm liking it. Now it just needs a name. How did we do on... Oh yeah, we're under. Sweet. So this is vanilla ready even. And it's still stupid cheap. 1800 carbon substrate, 580 and under on all the other components. It has a turret. It needs less than 100 cobalt. It needs less than 100 titanium. Granted, it can't take a shot worth of beams. But if you see the drone coming, you can prevent it from destroying you. Program it now. Sensor needs to put out your doors, doors. They're what are the those called? Jesus. That is so loud in my ears. Hangar doors. That was loud. Thank you, Nova. Thank you. Works. Holy crap, this is fast. Why do I not have any rear thrust? Did I miss thrusters? Did I forget to put thrusters back in it? Oh, don't tell me I forgot to put thrusters back in it. Thrusters. I don't have all 4 directions. Right, left, front, rear. Rear is missing. What the heck did I do that for? That's easily fixed. They belong right here. Works. I don't think it needs to be able to. It's got way more thrust than it does forward than it does backwards, so let's fix that. I'll have to do 2 of them. Oh, is this going to screw up my achievement of being able to say that I made CPU? And the CPU verdict is I'm over by 375. No! How many forward do I have? Oh, that's why. When did I use? Medium thruster. I used an advanced medium thruster. I might need all those. I get it. I can't get it flush. You know. No. And now 164 over. Why? Generators. The 3 small generators. It's the trauma station. The trauma station is throwing it over now. Jerk. Feels like it's got way more thrust going backwards than it does forwards. 1835. Do I have 2 for 2? Or 1 for 1? Or what do I got? Oh, yeah, I do. Now it's going to make it. Now it's under. Eat that. Eat that. So that went. So that means I should be able to do this and just go back to the no external thrusters. I didn't want to lose the external. I wanted the external. I wanted the internal thrusters. What am I saying? 5K. 5125. That's fine. Seems to be a lot of. Oh, there's a whole block missing right there. That's fine. I can do this. Oh, really? Here, sit there for a second. Wait. That works even better. Now it gives it even one more block. And we're still under. That feels better. All right, so let's see. Turn on mining mode. I don't suspect that this is going to be a problem. If it has any problem, it's going to be when it is trying to flatten out. Like now, I'm tapping the O button to flatten out while mining. So I'm at the O plane. So now I want to turn around and see how it does turning around without lifting my turn key. That's, for me, that's the key, is can it turn full tilt? If it can turn full tilt, it's a success without hanging up on itself. There it hung just a hair. There it hung again. So all I'm doing is hitting the forward and turn button. But look at that. Look at that. Not a bad turn. That's pretty good. It only hung up just a hair right in here. That's good. I like it. And then getting out of the hole. The way that I always get out of the hole in mining mode is I dig into the ramp just a hair ahead of me, and then I start tipping up to give it a fresh bed to stand on or float on. right, there she is. I need a name. She needs a name. Every time I look at it, I keep seeing a Spange word. Diggity diggity. She moves. I don't think it can't get back up there. It can't jump. No booster on it. I'll get it back up there. We'll get it back up there. Oh, no. Nope. It doesn't want to play nicely. No, it's not gonna fly. It's not a Hydra. It doesn't want to fly, and now it's stuck. Well, let's go ahead and add on. Let's see. What do I name it? For now, it's just going to be Digger. Drill Digger instead of Laser Digger. Unless somebody else gives me another name. The Ferrari Spider. That's its name. It is now named the Ferrari Spider. Okay. Let's turn off the lights. F6, F6, scroll. All dressed in Ferrari red. You are correct. I don't like that. Something this small, there should be no reason that it needs to miss. You can't miss any of the paint. There should be no reason on something this small to miss it. Save as. No. Clear. Save as. Save. Alright, so, I mean, that's... How long did that take me to make? We did that in 2 hours. A 2-hour build. And I wasn't even pushing it. It's crazy. It's airtight. It's public. I'll make a video for it later. This is not one that I'm not hoping to make any first place on any of this. These are needed chips that I need to be able to say that are in my name, that I built, that I'm not copying anything off of anybody. There's 100% me and you guys, so on this one. And now I'm going to delete it. Now it can go in the lineup. Well, thank you guys for the input on this. This definitely would have been a boring build without input. I like it. It turned out a lot better than it could have. A lot better than it could have. How long have I been playing Empyrion? 5,600 hours? Give or take. 5,663 hours specifically. Yeah. 5-6 years, somewhere in there. Rid of some of these other boats. Three, 4. I found you this is a Papa inspired build. I need to do a Micro Machine lineup. I really do. I do know there's another one that I needed to publish. Palette. That one's done. It doesn't need to be anything else. Palette, publish. It's not airtight. Public. That's done. Oh no. Oh, this is the Derp Sunday song. If anybody knows the history behind this song, this is Approaching Nirvana's this was the debut song for the YouTuber Sunday in Minecraft. He got Approaching Nirvana to open license this to any creator. So any of their music after this was allowed for creators, open license. No royalties. Thank you, Sunday. 6. 1302. 1300. This is the next one I'm going to finish. Let's do that now. 1299. What? Oh, it looks like I'm being summoned. So, being that I was just going to paint that and then call it for dinner, I'm going to go ahead and call it early. So, next time I am streaming, I will go ahead and paint the tug. And then, love that. And then, yeah, we'll move on to what you don't see there. And if anybody can recognize it, you might be able to recognize the nose. The bow is unique to one genre of, I'll just leave it at that. It is unique to one genre. Anyways, I will catch you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed. Ferrari, thanks for all your input. Thanks for the name. I really do appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments or catch me later. Enjoy.